Hi, my name's Marcus Omar Squires, and I bought this house at a tax sale here in Petersburg, Virginia for $5,000. If you've been following my videos, you will see that over the past few weeks I have been doing some work on this house, but I ended up going up on the roof and realizing that the mulberry tree was just growing too rapidly to keep up with. So I called the guys over from Tip Top Tree Service here in the Tri-Cities area to come help me clean this mess up. The guys were really awesome. They came right to the house. They came very quickly. I just called them. And they came out that morning. They removed the trees from the property, and they were able to bring their crane in. I'm still trying to work with the neighbor to get his trees removed. I offered to pay for part of the removal, but I still don't have a response. So we'll see how that goes. But as you can see, we're getting ready to remove the mulberry tree, which has just been growing so rapidly this season. I cut it back earlier this year, and it seems to have already grown 5 feet. So we just trimmed it back to the property line. I'm sure it will grow back eventually. But at this time, I'm just trying to make sure that all limbs are off the house so that they do not mess up my brand new roof that I had just refurbished. So as you can see, there's now a clearing around the house, which means that there's more sunlight and there's going to be more airflow so that there will be less moss and any other kind of lichen from growing on or around the house. So then we actually had to clean up this mess. It was a lot to clean up. We ended up actually shredding and mulching all of the limbs. This way the lot's clean, the neighborhood has less debris, and there's less dead wood for any potential termite colonies from developing. So after cleaning all this mess up, I was able to step back for a moment and see the full house. The mulberry tree was no longer covering the back portion of the house, so it definitely opened up a whole entire new vantage point to this house, and it made me realize I needed to do something about this front door. So I ended up cleaning the door. It had not been painted for well over 20 plus years, so there really wasn't a lot of paint to take off. It had pretty much already been taken off. I ended up cutting a piece of aluminum to fill the gap from where the old urn was on the door, and then I was able to apply the face, or as I was calling it last week, a mascaron. It's a ornamental piece that I'm applying between the ram's horns on the front door. So there it is. The hole in the facade has been filled with this mascaron. I also added some aluminum strips to portions of the door frame which were getting a lot of water damage. That way the doorway will be here for future generations. I then went over all of the cracks and crevices with liquid nails. It's one of my top brands to use when repairing different wooden doors, as well as different millwork which is going to be exposed to the elements. I then added a lock, so now I'll be able to use the front door, and I'll no longer have to unscrew the board over the front door. So I did reinforce the door as well, and again I'm applying liquid nails. It's my go-to when I am filling cracks and exterior millwork. I know some people like to use different products, but I've found throughout the years that liquid nails holds up the best. If you have any other products to recommend, please let me know. So now I'm applying a exterior latex. It is a paint and primer product over the door frame, and it's turning out very nicely. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how much better the overall door and door frame looks with just a simple coat of white paint. You really can notice the door now. It really pops out from the facade, and it's almost changed the entire house from the street. I did have to replace the lower portions of the door as well as the threshold. The threshold wasn't really that bad. It was just that it had really seen better days, and I thought a new piece of salt-treated wood would last a lot longer. So since I was already here working on the door, I replaced that as well as some of the millwork on the door. After applying the first coat of paint, I had to go back and touch up certain areas of the door. Certain stains had bled through, so they did need a second coat. Parts of the door were also black. But after painting the door, I was able to step away and see the dramatic change to the front part of the house. And I realized that I needed some front lights installed on this house. But to do that, I would have to fix the electrical system in this house. When I bought the house at tax sale, the electrical system had actually been stolen out of the house. And here in the Commonwealth, you actually have to have a licensed electrician to do this kind of work. So I called over 5 licensed and insured electricians here in the Tri-Cities area. And I ended up selecting Joe Price to do this service on the house. So he is actually replacing the entire panel. Here he's making sure that the main wires are okay, so that when Dominion does come, everything will be approved. So Joe Price was working really hard on this house this week as well. And if you look next door, you'll see that the abandoned house, which was next door to my abandoned house, is under construction. So after my house and the house next door are completed, there will only be one abandoned house left on Mercury Street. So the new panel was installed this week. So I was very, very happy about this. This was a major milestone on my journey here in Petersburg restoring abandoned homes. So after the panel was installed, I was able to call out Dominion Energy, who then came out very promptly and installed a meter base. Again, thank you guys so much for watching my updates as I restore these abandoned homes here in Petersburg, Virginia. Please like my Facebook page, leave a comment, just to show that you're supporting me in this effort. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back on this channel next week. Again, thank you so much. Bye-bye.